El Paso-based The Bouncer made his first appearance on the underground slap fighting scene last year during SlapFIGHT Heavy Hitters. SlapFIGHT Championship had recently absorbed the roster of the Texas-based promotion Cactus Slap, and The Bouncer made that transition by winning the double elimination super heavyweight tournament and cementing himself as the top contender in the super heavyweight division. After a medical issue forced him off of the card at SlapFIGHT 24, he returns with a clean bill of health to face the biggest challenge of his SlapFIGHT career. With a pro MMA record of 31 wins and 10 losses, along with 5 UFC heavyweight title wins to his credit, the Maine-iac brings an impressive combat sports pedigree to his slap fighting debut. The Ellsworth, Maine native has been an avid fan of the sport for several years, but it wasn't until he joined the organization as cornerman that he was able to see the true competitive spirit of the competition up close. After cornering slappers for 2 events, the Maine-iac has made the decision to pivot from cornerman to professional slapper.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for your SlapFIGHT Championship 25 main event. This is a super heavyweight contest scheduled for 10 rounds. Introducing first, he weighed in at 316 pounds from El Paso, Texas, The Bouncer! Once again, weighing in at 316 pounds from El Paso, Texas, The Bouncer! In his opponent, he weighed in at 375 pounds. From Ellsworth, Maine, he's your 5-time UFC champion. Please welcome Tim the Maine-iac Sylvia!
Hit the ground running. You hear the sounds coming. You felt the ground move. Yeah. Bad news.
Making his way to the stage, weighing in at 375 pounds, from Ellsworth, Maine, Tim the Maine-iac Sylvia! Your officials for this 10-round matchup, Kyron Bowen and Q Davidson.
And here we are back at the barrel with our main event of the evening. We've got the #1 super heavyweight contender, The Bouncer, on your left, versus the newcomer, the Maine-iac from Ellsworth, Maine, on your right. The Bouncer was the winner of our super heavyweight heavy hitters tournament last year, and the Maine-iac is a former mixed martial arts champion and legendary UFC heavyweight. All right, folks, let's take a look at the rules of slap fight. First off, no clubbing. All competitors must land their strikes with an open hand. The heel of the hand may make contact but cannot extend past the chin. Next, no stepping. Feet must be planted shoulder width apart, and there can be no pivoting or stepping when striking. And finally, no flinching. Small reactions are allowed, but any movement that affects the power of the strike is a foul. As always, our lead official, Kyron Bowen, is explaining just the finer points of the rule structure here at SlapFIGHT Championship to our competitors, and then there will be a coin toss and we'll get this 10-round scheduled match started. All right. And it looks like Tim Sylvia wins the coin toss. He's going to have the first slap. And we're going to find out tonight, what does Tim Sylvia, the Maniac, have at the barrel at Slap Fight. Here we go.
1, 2, 3. Oh my God! And Tim drops the bouncer with one shot. Wow!
The bouncer takes a seat. Now the bouncer does have 60 seconds to regain his composure. It looks like he's going to recover. I was just tapped on the shoulder and I was informed by the line official that we have a stepping warning for Tim Sylvia. There is a warning for stepping on the Maniac. And it looks like there's going to be a warning. It's not going to affect the match because the bouncer is back at the barrel. Holy smokes. All right, the bouncer has recovered. Now the Maniac has received a warning for stepping. Now it's just a warning, it was an unintentional violation, but if he steps again during this match, he will lose a turn. And losing a turn, as you've seen earlier tonight, is never a good thing at Slap Fight Championship. Here we are at the bottom of round one. We're in the bottom of round one. The bouncer's gonna side in and get his placement here. And we're gonna listen into the windup. Okay, not a bad slap. Tim just kind of smiles. Doesn't look like he's gonna be, let's listen here. Okay, Tim laughs at the bouncer, kind of smiles, and there's a conversation at the barrel here. It looks like there might have been a warning here. I'm gonna check just real quickly here. Okay, we're going into round two. Maybe not a warning, maybe just a stern talking to by our official. As always, our lead official, professional mixed martial artist Kyron Bowen. Our line official watching the feet tonight, Hugh Davidson. Round two. The Maniac checking his placement. And here we go. And we've got a flinch here. The bouncer flinches away from the power, and it's definitely going to be a violation. Here at Slap Fight Championship, the rules specifically state that small reactions are allowed, but any movement that affects the power of the slap is a violation. And so that's going to be a violation by the bouncer, and he will receive that warning. Tim Sylvia has been working with legendary slapper Frank the Tank, and you can see his defense. He's got his shoulders perfectly up, just enough to not be called violation. Chin tucked just enough to not be illegal. Very good. And he gets clubbed in the ear by the bouncer. Absolutely going to be a club. That's a violation. And it looks like the bouncer may be losing a turn here. That's not going to be good. Well, if you're tuning in to watch the Maniac's debut here at Slap Fight Championship, you're about to get your wish. The Maniac will now have his third round slap and his fourth round slap in a row because the bouncer has just committed his second violation of clubbing, and he will lose his round three slap. Tim Sylvia has been working with Slap Fight Championship for quite a while. Earlier this year, he became one of the catchers of the non-winners. You can see another legendary UFC world champion licking his fingers behind the bouncer. That's Mark the Hammer Coleman. He's ready to catch bodies tonight. He and Tim have been doing that with Slap Fight for a few months, but now Tim has made the transition to slapper. Oh my gosh, Tim with a good slap, but the bouncer ducks into it. A little bit dirty, but I think we're gonna let it roll. And it looks like we're gonna have a stepping violation on Tim Sylvia. That means he's going to lose his fourth round turn. We're just gonna roll right into round 5. Again, the bouncer on the left side of your screen with legendary UFC Hall of Famer and former heavyweight champion Mark the Hammer Coleman. In the corner, of the Maine-iac, legendary slapper Frank the Tank. All right, the confusion that you're seeing at the barrel is the fact that both of these gentlemen have lost a turn, and we're moving forward in the match to round 5 with the Maine-iac siding in. Here we go. Oh, the Maine-iac drops the bouncer. The bouncer's eyes are open. He's still cognizant, but he is on his ass on the mat. He's going to have 60 seconds to clear his cobwebs and return to the barrel, but I'm not so sure that's going to happen. Tim Sylvia's taken a little bit of a victory walk here. We had a good catch by Mark Coleman. Mark Coleman says it looks like this fight is over, and if that's the case, we're going into a round 5 knockout victory for Tim the Maine-iac Sylvia. That's it. Doctor calls the fight. That's a wrap. Tim Sylvia 1-0. Fantastic, and of course, always great sportsmanship from Tim the Maine-iac Sylvia. He's going to help the bouncer to his feet, and they're probably going to have a nice bro hug.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Tim the Maine-iac Sylvia. Stay right here, Tim. Tim the Maine-iac Sylvia is your winner. Now, you've had several big fights in your career. What did you think going into Slap Fight Championship, buddy?
I think I told JD that I love this shit.
He said he loves this shit. We hope you do too. Tim, what do you say to all the people that were trashing him like, oh, this is a publicity stunt, this is that, this is whatever? What do you got to tell them?
This won't be the last time you see me up here, I'll tell you that.
Give it up for this guy, Tim the Maine-iac Sylvia, taking in his very first win.
Hey, listen, I just want to thank all my 405 boys that showed up here. Represent my boys from Maine, Mr. Coleman, the legend I looked up to my whole life, and my beautiful wife back home. Love you, babe.
Awesome. Give it up one more time for Tim the Maine-iac Sylvia, winning his debut fight for Slap Fight Championship.